Some tenants are spending 1 year or even more just to rent and find a place to live. And when they finally find something, the rent can easily reach 1,500, 1,800, sometimes even more. But the average salary in Spain is what? 1,800, maybe 2,000? So the question is very simple. How is anyone supposed to afford that? This is a big problem, and I'm facing this challenge every day for some of my clients. So later on this video, I'm also talking about what happened with me when I tried to rent an apartment here in Spain. And I only managed to solve that situation thanks to a friend that I met here, a guy from Peru. And the interesting thing is that he had experienced almost the same situation before when he was living in Finland, which means that this problem is not only a problem happening in Spain, right? So the housing pressure is increasing in many parts of the world right now, like global conflicts, economic uncertainty, migration, international mobility. All of this are pushing demand higher in many cities. And in places like here, Costa del Sol in Spain, we are feeling the pressure even stronger. The reason I'm talking about this is because someone left a comment on my channel that perfectly described what is happening here in Spain right now. So he wrote that it took him a very long time to find a rental that didn't look terrible and that didn't cost the whole world. As someone who works in real estate here in Marbella, I see the situation almost every day. But what many people don't realize is that the problem actually has several different causes. And one of them is something many tenants in Spain are just starting to worry about right now. Because if you already have a rental property, the situation, it may change after a few years. So according to the Spanish rental law, known as Ley de Arrendamientos Urbanos, the tenants are protected for a minimum period of time. So if the owner of the house is a private individual, the tenant has the right to remain in the property for at least 5 years. And if the landlord is a company, it changes a little bit, so the protection extends to 7 years. This information really comes from the official Spanish regulator called BOI. But here is where many people start to feel concerned, because once those 5 or 7 years end, the owner may decide not to renew the contract. So what happened then? Or they may offer a new contract with a completely different price. And that new price can reflect the current market, which means that someone who has been paying 900 euros for years could suddenly face a rent of 1,500, 1,800, or even more. I'm facing the situation very frequently here in Marbella. It happened to some of my friends actually, had to leave the country because of that. Another huge problem at the moment is the lack of properties available for rent. In many areas today, when a property appears on the market, it can disappear within 24 hours or less. Dozens of people contact the owner immediately. It happened to me before. Like, I did a video about that. I'm gonna leave the link here. And the first 24 hours, I got 12 people interested, 2 very good potential clients. And sometimes even 20 people interested in the same apartment in the same day. And I personally see this happening frequently in real estate, especially here in Costa del Sol. And there's another side to this story that many people don't talk about enough. Like many landlords, they are afraid to rent their properties long term because some owners, they really worry about the tenants who stop paying. And we hear these stories every day here. And because of these fears, some landlords, they prefer seasonal rentals, short-term rentals. Sometimes they simply leave the property empty. It's quite normal now, like I did. I rented for 6 months, which of course reduces the number of homes available for people who want to live here permanent and be normal workers. So when the supply goes down while the demand keeps increasing, the prices go up. This is basic economics. And another important factor is that Spain simply isn't building enough housing to keep up the demand. The population is growing, many international buyers are arriving, and you can see on the news like they are regularizing 500,000 of immigrants. So more and more people from other countries want to move in Spain because of the lifestyle, of course. Landlords want proof of income, they want guarantees, they want a salary in Spain normally. And sometimes there are several people competing for the same property. Who they will choose? That person that has more money, like have a better income situation. So unfortunately for many people, the situation is becoming very, very hard. Eventually I managed to rent places because a friend of mine from Peru decided to help me. He helped me because he had experienced something very similar before. When he was living in Finland, he also struggled to find a place to rent there, So he understood exactly how the system works here and what landlords are looking for. So he had a good income, paycheck. So we had his help, fortunately. And thanks to him, finally, we managed to solve the situation because he signed with us at the contract. So, which again shows something very important. The housing pressure is not just a Spanish problem, It's happening in many countries around the world. But in Spain right now, it's becoming one of the most talked about social and economic challenges. And I want to know your opinion. Do you think the main problem is the lack of housing, the laws that regulate the rental market, or something else? Let me know in the comments, because right now renting in Spain is really becoming extremely difficult for many people. The old town Marbella is a place that I come quite frequently, especially when we signed deals at the notary. And I really appreciate this place. I see all the time more and more families. And you see, Spain has something very, very cool that I really like, which is this playgrounds for kids in the beach. And we see it in many different cities, but especially here, we have some good ones. So they have the marina also. And let's say Marbella has three main different areas. We can say Puerto Banús is the main one, and then we have the Golden Mile. Here is Golden Mile, but it's looks like quite separated from the Golden Mile because it's the old town. It's very stylish, very cozy. We have very old buildings in all this coast here, front line. And the life here is a bit cheaper if you compare Golden Mile, Puerto Banús, but you still have these beautiful beaches to enjoy. So many simple families live around here. And the promenade is very beautiful. There are some places for, there's a nice place for the kids to play here. And I'm seeing every year more and more families coming here to enjoy, and especially nowadays looking for a place to live, definitely. Because before pandemia, it was more a place like for having a second home for the summer, but now more and more people are looking for a place, to call home. And there's something quite interesting that I'm talking about my videos lately, that I see Spain is increasing a lot all the time, especially this area where I live in Costa del Sol. You can see they have created these beautiful bathrooms because there was no bathroom before. You should go to a restaurant to ask for using it, and now they have created this structure. And right beside this bathroom, there is this place where we come sometimes with the kids to have some fun, like you can rent the place to make a party for your kids, which is something cool. Let me show you this beautiful. Also, they have created, this is new, this wood trails. This is all new, like also the showers there. It's something that it's improving a lot lately. And I always like to say there is much more to improve. And this is something strongly positive about Spain, because here in Costa del Sol I can see clearly the the speed of the improvement on and everything, all the structure, especially on the promenade, especially on the beach, providing bathrooms, you know, like places like this before it was not available, and now you have the right to use it. And look at this, quite also funny, but this is something that also is new. This kind of tents, you know, this beautiful sunshades. I don't know how you call it, but this is something cool. This is something new. You wouldn't see it before. (2026) definitely is not the most sunny year, because we have had many rains lately since the beginning of the year. Sometimes you don't recognize, you know, doesn't look like Costa del Sol anymore. I'm actually picking up my car now. I left my car to do a checkup, and then there is this polygon. There's a commercial area where you can find all the places to fix the car. And this is the buildings that I was mentioning to you before. We have some old buildings on this part. If you pay attention, all of them are pretty old, but it's really elegant. So we are really grateful for everyone that is connecting with us through YouTube. And this is a way I really express myself, and I'm doing this to create long-lasting relationships. We are very strongly basing our relationship on honesty and integrity, this kind of values, especially to inspire other families like us. As I normally say in my videos, we are living a simple life, but you can live and enjoy this luxury city without spending so much. I want to say thank you very much for watching the videos. Let me know where you're watching this video from, and I will see you at the next one. Thank you.